Mosaic Church family, Pastor Jordan here. I just wanted to make this video as I begin my sabbatical to just share a couple of things on my heart and ask maybe a couple of things out of you over this next month. For those that may not be entirely in the loop, I am starting a sabbatical for the month of January. A sabbatical is somewhat of a leave of absence, but it's more than a leave of absence. It is an intentional time to take a step back to gain some clarity to move forward. And over this next month, that is precisely what I am seeking from God, is a sense of renewal, of recharge, and of focus to move forward. Your leadership team is already on top of planning and providing parameters for this month, but I did want to come to you and ask for a favor as we begin this season. When many people think of a church, they think of the pastor as the primary leader. And in this season, that has shifted. And we are asking our people to step into a greater role, to take on some of the leadership that I may have done on my own. For some of us, this is unfamiliar territory. But believe it or not, this is actually how the church is designed to function. The goal of a pastor is to equip and empower our people to be who God has called you to be and to do what God has called you to do. And sometimes we need to step aside to give you that opportunity. So while much of this next month is set as far as the music team and the preaching, I know that this month will have some ups and downs. I know that this month will provide plenty of opportunities for the church to truly be the church, for our church people to lean into one another, to support one another, to love on one another, and to challenge one another. And this is my hope for the church, that we can really come together to be who God intended His church to be. And in this season, I would ask for your prayers. This is unfamiliar territory for me. Since I've served as a pastor, there has never been more than a couple of weeks at a time that I haven't been in my home church. It is uncomfortable and to a degree a little bit scary for somebody who has defined themselves so much by serving in the church. So your prayers are coveted in this time of discomfort, in this time of newness for me and for Jennifer, as we lean into each other and lean into God in this time. There are three primary things that I'm seeking in this time. The first is spiritual renewal. It's likely no surprise that these last 18 months have been draining spiritually, as we have been trying to navigate this pandemic and this political climate and the cultural shifts that we've been witnessing. And that time has taken a spiritual toll on many of us, myself included. So part of this sabbatical is designed for me to reconnect intentionally with God so that I have the capability to give freely out of the overflow of what God has given to me. The second is personal restoration. It should come as no shock that a lot of us are tired, and I am tired. And taking a step back allows me to find some rest that is hard to find when you are actively serving and ministering to people. And so this season gives me an opportunity to take a step back and to find some intentional rest. This season also gives me an opportunity to develop a little bit professionally, to take some of my time and to invest it in some personal and professional development. Technology has made professional development easier than it's ever been before. So one of the things I plan on doing this season is engaging in some intentional professional development. It takes a distant second to my personal restoration and spiritual renewal, but it also is an opportunity for me to learn a little bit more about myself and how I can be a better leader. So with the help of our local board and our church staff, we have come to set some boundaries and guidelines for this season. The day-to-day is being taken care of by Pastor Franklin, Sarah, Barb, and the local board. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the church office. Pastor Franklin and Barb have a direct extension, and of course there are ways to reach them through Facebook and email as well. If you have any concerns that need to be addressed, please feel free to reach out to either Pastor Franklin or Barb or Jim Jock, the vice chairman of our board, as the first line of defense. In an emergency situation, if something rises to the level of both urgent and important, Jim Jock will be the first point of contact, and Jim will be the one through whom any information flows to me in this season. That being said, I'm not closing myself off to relationships in this season. I'm merely excusing myself from the daily responsibilities, and let's face it, the daily grind of ministry in this season. I am more than happy to connect on a personal level if you would like to in this season. In fact, this may provide a new avenue for personal connection that may not have been there while I've been serving as your pastor. At the beginning of February, when my sabbatical is over, we plan on having a bit of a welcome back ceremony during that worship service and have a dinner following that service as a way to welcome us back into the regular life of the church and to reestablish some of those roles that we have taken a pause from. I want to thank you so much to all of those who have already reached out and said that you're praying for us with words of hope and encouragement and guidance in this time. I am looking forward to what God is planning on doing in this season and cannot wait to see how God will use you while we take a much needed step back. We love you so much and we cannot wait to spend some time with you. We'll talk to you soon.